Good afternoon po. We are here to report. We are Group 2, consisting of Ms. Angelica, Mr. John Mark, Ms. Feliz, Enrique Ken Santos, Mr. Umali, and Mr. Pablo. So, properties of convolution. A convolution of two signals consists of time reversing one of the signals, shifting it and multiplying it point by point with the second signal, and integrating the product. The convolution of two signals in the time domain is equivalent to the multiplication of their representation in frequency domain. Mathematically, we can write the convolution of two signals as y of t equals x sub 1t convolute x sub 2t equals integral of the function x sub 1p multiplied by x sub 2 t minus p dp with limits of negative infinity and infinity. So, kaya naging yung T, naging P, kasi kailangan para mag-convolute, kaya naging P. Yung T minus P naman, dahil yan sa time reverse and time shift. Ang una dapat dyan, magiging negative T. Tapos, positive yung P. But, dahil dun sa nag-shift nga, dinistribute yung negative, kaya naging positive yung T, tsaka negative yung P. Yung questions regarding yan, i-answer ng mga next na reporters.
Hello. Ring po ba? Now let's proceed on properties of convolution. The first property, commutative. It states that order of convolution does not matter. Yung commutative po or commutativity of convolution, dito po pwede nating ma-exchange or pagbali-baliktarin yung mga operations na hindi po maapektuhan yung result. Kagaya po nung nasa picture, x sub 1t convolution x2t equals x2t convolution x1t. Kahit maging baligtad po siya, wala na yung kinalaman. Basta yung lalabas pa din po is yung same result. Ganun po sa commutative. Next slide nga, pre. Sa associative naman, states that order of convolution involving three signals can be anything. Dito naman po sa associative property, almost the same lang siya sa commutative. Dinidescribe dito kung paano po ina-analyze yung mga parallel system. Pinapakita din dito kung paano pinagsasama-sama yung mga 3 or more signals. Kung ikukumpara din natin based dun sa picture, halos magkapareho lang talaga sila ng formula dun sa commutative. Yung next property naman po, di-discuss na siya ni Justin Kyle.
Distributive property, two signals can be added first and then their convolution can be made to the third signal. This is equivalent to convolution of two signals individually with the third signal and added finally. Kaya yung nasa yung sa baba po niya, yung picture, yung x sub 1t convolution x2t plus x3t equals, yung kalalabasan niya, x sub 1t convolution x sub 2t plus x sub 1t convolution x sub 3t. Parang yung distributive law lang siya, yung parang yung i-convolute nyo na yung x2 tsaka x3t, parang magiging may hahalo lang yung x1 sa kanya.
Hello? Narinig po ba?
Narinig po.
So one of the properties of convolution is the time delay. Suppose a signal yt is a result from the convolution of two signals x sub 1t and x sub 2t. If the two signals are delayed by time t1 and t2 respectively, then the resultant signal yt will be delayed by t1 plus t2. Next slide po. So to understand this property, let's take two signals. So let's say x sub 1t, and x sub 2t. So after convoluting x sub 1t and x sub 2t, we have the resultant signals, the yt. Now, we will provide the time delay of t1 to signal x sub 1t and the time delay of t2 to signal x sub 2t. And after nating mag-provide ng delays, we have the delayed signals x sub 1t, x sub 1, t minus t1, and x sub 2, t minus t2. And after ma-convolute ng x sub 1, t minus t1, and x sub 2, t minus t2, we want to find what is the output. So, ang output, according to the time delay property, will be equal to y, t minus t1 plus t2. So, according to the time delay property of the convolution, if we are convoluting two or more signals and you are providing some delay to the signals, then the resultant signal will have the delay equal to the sum of delays you are providing to your signal. So, yun po yung y, t minus t1 plus t2. And that's what we call the property of time delay. Next.
So meron po tayong sample problems. Dito po natin i-apply yung mga diniscuss nila kanina. So given the two signals, x sub 1t and x sub 2t, determine the output yt or the convolution of these signals. Sketch the waveform. So, ayan. Arrow options. Laser pointer. So yung x sub 1t, ito yung yung kanyang value. So at time 0, nagparang unit step siya sa 2 and then bumaba siya uli sa 1. So yun yung unang signal natin. And then second signal ay ito naman, x sub 2, na nag-start siya ng mag-unit step sa time 1 at value 1 at bumaba siya sa time 3. Ngayon, i-convolute natin yung dalawang signals na to. Unang step na gagawin natin, obtain the mirror or signal reversal of signal x sub 1t as shown below or the side. So, yung original kasi natin kanina, yung original x sub 1 ay nandito. Yan. Diyan siya, tapos bumaba siya dyan, for example. So, sabi natin, signal reversal. Ang signal reversal ay paglalagay ng negative sign dun sa ating sa ating P, ganun nga sa diniscuss ni Ken kanina, at magbabaliktad o magre-reverse yung signal natin. So kung asa positive siya, mapupunta siya sa negative. So yun yung time reversal. And shift the signal with a delay of lambda with a center at the origin of or t or equals 2. So ang gagawin natin, parang i-complete lang natin yung signal natin kanina. Ito yung time reversal at andito yung time original. Pero, isasabihin natin siya as with a delay of lambda at nakasenter siya sa 0. So remember, x sub 1 lang yung ginalaw natin. Yung x sub 2 kanina, yung nakalagay dito, ayan, andun lang siya, hindi natin siya gagalawin. So, step 3, observe if there is a signal overlapping at given time interval at t is greater than 0 but less than 1. On this case, there is no signal overlapping. Therefore, the signal integration is equals to 0. So, titingnan lang natin. Andito yung x sub 1 na time shift natin. Ayan. Tapos, ito yung x sub 2 na hindi natin ginalaw. So, sa time t na greater than 0 but less than 1, wala naman tayong nag-overlap sa signal natin. So, ibig sabihin, yung x sub 1 natin ay equal to 0 at yung x sub 2 natin ay equal to 0. So, di ba sabi natin, ang steps natin ay pag-multiply natin si x sub 1 tsaka si x sub 2, then we are going to integrate. So, anong mangyayari dyan? 0 times 0 is 0. And the integral of 0 is 0. So, at time t is greater than 0 but less than 1, 0 po ang sagot natin. At ilalagay natin siya sa ating piecewise function sa huli as 0 at time less than 1 pero greater than 0. Yan. So keep in mind lang doon kasi ito, lalagyan natin yan ng bawat entry, bawat step na gagawin natin. So next, move the signal x sub 1 having a midpoint at 1 Observe if there is a signal overlapping. On this case, there is a signal overlapping and therefore you can integrate the signal levels. Integrate the product of signal levels 1 times 2t with the limit 1 to t. It will result to 2t minus t at time t greater than 1 but less than 2. So kung kanina, andito tayo yung time reverse natin, nandyan sa may nakagitna sa 0. Ngayon, i-move natin siya sa time 1. Pero ang limits natin ngayon ay t minus 1 kasi yun yung limit natin kanina at time t. So, nung minove natin siya sa 1, meron tayong nakikitang region na kung saan nag-overlap yung ating signals, yung ating x sub 1 at x sub 2. So, ibig sabihin, at time na ang time natin ay less than 2 but greater than 1, ayan, meron tayong makukuha na x sub 1 is equal to 2 at ang ating x sub 2 ay equal sa 1. So, according to steps natin, i-multiply natin ang x sub 1 at x sub 2. So, 2 times 1 is equal to 2. Diba? And i-integrate natin yan with limits t minus 1 at saka t. So, paano na ulit mag-integral? Diniscuss na rin yan natin last time, tapos nag-review din tayo ng Laplace. So, ang makukuha na natin ang sagot niyan, ang integral ng 2 ay magiging 2t. So, para natin maipakita yon, lipat tayo sa sa may whiteboard para mas madaling isulat. So, integral ng 2. Yan muna. dt. Yan. So, anong integral ng 2? Yung integral yan ay 2t, kasi dito 1 yan, tapos over 1. So, pinasimplify lang natin, equal lang din yan sa 2t. And paano na kapag merong limits ang ating integral? Pag may limits ang ating integral, ibig sabihin niyan, yung upper limit at lower limit, isa-substitute natin sa function at saka doon tayo magma-minus. So kung 2t ang ating function at i-apply natin ang limits natin kanina na t minus 1 papunta sa t, magiging 2 ang upper limit natin which is t minus 2 times t minus 1. Yan. So, sisimplify natin yan. How we're going to simplify, o distribute mo lang 2t na yan basta, minus, so distribute mo yung negative 2 sa t at negative 1. So, negative 2, t times t, edi negative 2t. Tapos, negative 2, distribute mo sa negative 1, magiging positive 2. Diba? So, titingnan nyo, 2t minus 2t, that is equivalent to 0. Ang matitira na lang sa atin ay positive 2 equals positive 2. So, balik tayo dun sa ating PowerPoint. So, ibig sabihin, at time is less than 2 but greater than 1, ang ating convolution result ay 2t minus 2. And bear in mind, yung ganun natin kanina, kasama natin siya sa ating piecewise function. Yung kanina, 0. Ngayon naman, 2t minus 2. And uulit-ulitin natin tong steps natin na to. So next step, move the signal x sub 1 having a midpoint at time 2. Observe if there is a signal overlapping. In this case, there is a signal overlapping and therefore, you can integrate the signal levels. Integrate the product of signals 1 times 2t with limit to t minus 1 to t. It will result to 2 at time t greater than 2 but less than 3. So, ganun na may gagawin natin. Ito yung time 0, ito yung time 1, ito yung time 3, andito yung time 2. So, andito yung midpoint ng ating signal. And remember, ito yung signal na ginagalaw natin. And titingnan natin dyan, meron na namang nag-overlap. So, ibig sabihin, ang ating x sub 1 ay equal na naman sa 2 at ang ating x sub 2 ay equal na naman sa 1. Ayan. So, ano na naman gagawin natin? Pabalik na naman tayo sa computation natin ng integral. So, since x sub 1, tapos x sub 2, multiply mo lang yan, equal lang yan sa 2. Kasi 2 times 1. Integrate na naman natin siya. Integral ng 2. So, alam naman natin na integral ng 2 ay 2t. Pero, i-apply na natin ngayon yung limits. Kasi, tatandaan natin, bawat overlap, mag-iiba-iba yung limit natin. So, ang magiging limit natin ay t minus 1 hanggang t uli. Yan. Ay, shit. Sorry. T minus 1 ang limit kasi ito yung pagta-time shift and time reverse natin kanina. So, balik natin doon. From t minus 1 hanggang t. Ayan. So, ayan. Upper limit minus lower limit. Anong upper limit natin? Upper limit natin ay t. So, yun yung unahin natin. So, 2t, siya na yan. Tapos, minus 2, ano yung lower limit natin? T minus 1. Parang ulit pa. So, ang magiging sagot natin dyan, 2t minus 2, tapos i-distribute natin siya, t, tapos positive 2. Yan. Tapos i-simplify natin siya. Pag sinimplify natin yan, makukuha na naman natin na resultant ay 2. Kasi magka-cancel na naman yan. Positive 2. At babalikan na naman natin yung ating piecewise function. So ngayon, i-insert naman natin 2 when time is greater than 2 but less than 3. So step 6. Kung kanina, dun sa gitna siya ng time 2, ngayon, i-move naman natin yung ating x sub 1, yung midpoint niya lalagay natin sa time equals 3. Observe if there is a signal overlapping. In this case, there is signal overlapping and therefore, you can integrate the signal levels. So, babalikan na naman natin yung kanina. Since merong area na nag-overlap, ang ating x sub 2 ay equal to 1 at ang ating x sub 1 ay equal to 2. So, 2 times 1 equals 2. So, 2 na naman yung ating i-integrate. So, siguro hindi na natin babalikan ng maayos, isa-substitute na natin ng maaga. Magiging limits natin dito ay t minus 1, which is ito, hanggang dito sa 3, kasi ito lang yung nag-overlap. Hanggang 3. T minus 1 hanggang 3. So, balikan na naman natin computation natin. Integral ng 2 with limits t minus 1 papunta sa 3. So, substitute na natin 2t upper limit minus 2t na lower limit. Diba? So, upper limit natin ay 3, so 2 times 3. Minus 2, ang lower limit natin ay t minus 1. So, simplify natin, 2 times 3, ilan yan? 6, minus 2t, negative 2 times 1, negative 1, magiging positive 2. So, meron tayong like terms na puro constant, 6 tsaka 2. So, pagsamahin lang natin siya, 8 yan. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 minus 2t. Yan. So, i-insert na naman natin yun sa ating piecewise function kanina. So, magiging 8 minus 2t when the time is greater than 3 but less than 4. And finally, pupunta naman tayo sa imumove naman natin yung signal, pero yung midpoint ng ating x sub 1 ngayon ay nandito na sa 4. So, observe natin, meron na naman bang nag-overlap sa signals natin. So, naman tayo nakitang overlapping, ibig sabihin, 0 ang values natin. 0 sa x sub 1, tsaka 0 sa x sub 2. And pag multiply mo yung 0, 0 lang din yan. And pag in-integrate natin, 0 lang din yung lalabas. So, parang automatic nating ilalagay yan sa ating piecewise function na 0 when time is equal to or greater than or equal to tapos 4. Ayan. So, pagsasama-samahin na natin ngayon lahat ng nakuha nating results sa bawat test natin sa time 0, time 1, time 2, time 3, and time 4. And ito na yung magiging final piecewise function natin. So, when time is greater than or equal to 0 but less than 1, 0 yung value ng ating signal. And when time is greater than 1 but less than 2, ito yung nakuha natin sa integration kanina, 2t minus 2. When time is greater than 2 but less than 3, 2 na naman ang ating signal. And when t is greater than 3 but less than 4, kukuha natin ay 8 minus 2t. And finally, when t is greater than 4, magiging value ng ating signal ay 0. So, ang 8th step ay list down the signal content after integration at every time interval as shown. And finally, obtain the signal waveform from the signal content in step 8. Below is the resulted signal when x sub 1t convolute with signal x sub 2. So, paano yan? Ang ginawa lang natin, yung piecewise function natin ay dinraf lang natin. So, kung kanina, time t is greater than 0 but less than 1, 0. So, eto yun. Ayan. Andito lang siya sa 0. Ayan. So, when time is greater than 1 but less than 2, magiging 2t minus 2. Anong ibig sabihin ng 2t minus 2? Diba, as a first degree yan. So, ibig sabihin, yan ay isang linear function. At ang linear function ay magiging ramp. So, magra-ramp siya dito. Magra-ramp siya ng 2t minus 2. And after that, when time is greater than 2 but less than 3, so eto yon sa part na ito, siya ay 2, flat na 2. Kaya nagkaroon ng flat dyan. And after that, when time is greater than 3 but less than 4, 8 minus 2t. Yan, similarly, yan ay isang linear function, pero as a negative, may negative sign ng ating t. So, ibig sabihin, ramp down yan. Bababa yung ating signal. So, at time greater than 3 but less than 4, bababa ang ating function. And ang pinakauli sa step, kapag ang time natin ay greater than 4 hanggang sa infinity, magiging 0 yung ating function, ay ang ating signal. So, ganyan. So, ito yung final waveform natin. And yun ang signal convolution. And note, by commutative property, you can do reversal on the signal x sub 2t and shift it in the same time interval done with x sub 1 from previous procedure. Same answer will be obtained. So, ibig sabihin lang nito ng ating note na to, kanina kasi yung x sub 1 ang ating time reverse, tapos time shift. Pero ngayon, by the law, commutative property, ang x sub 2 yung natin, ang ating time shift tsaka time reverse, magiging ito pa rin yung final answer natin. Ganito pa rin. So that's just a quick note. And other examples and properties will be discussed by me. Sige.
So, would anyone have questions for our presenters? or or given yung na-present nila, kaya nyo ba yung you have more of a fighting chance na? I'll be uploading their presentation to the um, modules natin. Yes? Or napindot lang?
Pindot
Okay.
lang po yata.
Alright. So, yan. Right. Second group, just like group 1, good job sa sample problems nakita mo. Yeah?
Hindi ka tuloy pa po.
Sorry. Sige, sige.
Okay. Okay. Next. So, di ba? Okay. So, meron tayo sa derivative and integral. So parang ginagawa lang natin sa derivative, di ba? Pag nagde-derive tayo, sample, so for example, meron tayong x squared, di ba magiging 2x siya. So, from ramp, pag derive natin siya, magiging unit step. From unit step to impulse to 1. So, kabaliktaran naman sa integral, from 1 to impulse, impulse to unit step, then unit step to ramp. Next. So, steps for convolution. Take signal x sub 1t and put t where t is equals to p there so that it will be x sub 1p. And next, take the signal x sub 2t and do the step 1 and make it x sub 2p. Make the folding of the signal and do the time shifting of above signal x sub 2 quantity negative p minus t quantity. Then do the multiplication of both the signals x sub 1 p convolution x sub 2 quantity negative p minus t. So, para mas maintindihan natin yan, bigyan tayo example. So, sample number 1. Find the convolution of the signals u where t is equals to 1 and u where time is equals to 2. So, given signals are u, t minus 1, and u, t minus 2. The convolution can be done as shown below. So, meron tayo dito, y of t is equals to u quantity t minus 1, convolution u quantity t minus 2. So, ang magiging itsura niyan is, nawala. Okay. Sorry. Ano ba? Okay. So, ang magiging itsura niyan is, punta tayo sa whiteboard. So, meron tayong u where t minus 1, tas convolution u t minus 2. So, magiging itsura niyan at first is ganito lang. So, at time 1, dito tayo. Then, at time 2, tayo. So, 2, 3, 1. So, next. So, y of t is equals to integral of u quantity t minus 1 convolution u quantity t minus 2 with respect to dt. So, di ba sinabi naman natin na kapag nag-i-integral tayo from unit, magiging ramp. So, after natin i-integrate yan, mapupunta na tayo sa ramp natin na which is r quantity t minus 1 plus yung ramp natin na time 2. So, magiging ganito yung itsura niya. Ganito yung itsura niya. So, sample, dito yung 1, dito yung 2. May ganyan na siya since sabi nga natin is ramp na siya. Then, add mo lang yan. makukuha natin yung ramp at time 3. Next. So example number 2. Find the convolution of two signals given by x sub 1 of n equals to 3, negative 2, 2. And x sub 2 of n is with a piecewise function of magnitude 2, where n is greater than or equal to 0, but less than or equal to 4. And magnitude 0, where x is greater than elsewhere. So, i-draw muna natin para mas maintindihan natin siya. So, ganito itsura niya. Sabi dito, meron tayo. So, di ba usually ang ginagawa natin sa piecewise is given na yung magnitude niya. So, dito yung 2. So, sabi, aangat siya ng 2. Then, sabi, where n, or sabi natin yun yung time natin, which is greater than or equal to 0, but less than or equal to 4. So, from 0 up to 4. So, ganyan siya. Ngayon, paano naman natin gagawin yung x sub 1 na may piecewise siya na 3, negative 2, 2. So, napag-aralan naman natin yung z-transform, di ba? So, z-transform natin, z-transform, summation ng x, n, where z is raised to negative n. So, yung x natin, yun yung magiging magnitude natin, then n will represent as our time. Example natin sa 3, 3, negative 2, 2. Yan. Then, meron tayo dito yung 2. Elsewhere. So, meron na tayo yan. Ngayon, paano natin siya ililipat into z-transform? So, di ba sabi nga natin, given na yung magnitude, then given yung time. So, try muna natin sa x sub 1. So, sa x sub 1, ang una natin is 3, at time niya is 0. Start tayo ng 0. Then z, raise siya kung ano yung n natin, or time natin, which is 0, plus negative 2, which is yung given, at time 1, z raised to negative 1, then plus 2 ulit, at time 2, where z is raised to negative 2. So, ito na yung x sub 1 n natin. Now, for x sub 2, so, di ba balik tayo dito sa dinrow natin? So, ilan ano tong ginawa natin? So, from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, 5. Alam ko 5 yan, pero basta 5 yan. From 0 to 4 is 5 yon. So, gagawin lang natin dun is, since given na yung 2 as our magnitude, so 2 at time 0, z raised to 0 plus 2 at time 1, z raised to negative 1 plus 2, 2, z raised to negative 2 plus 2 ulit, time 3, z raised to negative 3, then hanggang 4 plus 2, 4, z raised to negative 4. So after nyan, co-convolute na natin silang dalawa. So, gagawin natin, convolute natin sila. Sulat muna natin ulit. So, di ba since hindi naman siya i-multiply kasi inire-represent lang nung 0, 1, 2, 3 na yan yung time. So, tatanggalin na natin pag 0. So, 3 minus 2z raised to negative 1 plus 2z raised to negative 2. Tapos, convolute natin sa x sub 2 natin, which is 2 ulit, plus 2z raised to negative 1 plus 2z raised to negative 2 plus 2z raised to negative 3 plus 2z raised to negative 4. Convolute. So, parang tinuro na kanina sa properties. So, didistribute natin siya, or 3, sabihin natin po. So, 3 times 2, 3 times 2z raised to negative 1, yan lang siya. Susulat natin. So, 3 times 2, which is 6, negative times positive, negative 4, z raised to negative 1. Mali pa. So, 3 times plus 6, z raised to negative 1. 3 times 2 plus 6 ulit, z raised to negative 2 plus 6, z raised to negative 3 plus 6, z raised to negative 4. Ngayon, susunod naman ulit. Ito naman. So, medyo mahaba siya, pero. And, so, negative 2 times 2, so negative 4, z negative 1. Next is negative 4 ulit, z raised to negative 2, negative 4, z raised to negative 3, negative 4 ulit, z raised to negative 4, then negative 4, z raised to negative 5. Then yung last. Okay. So, di ba pag nag-multiply tayo, kunwari, nag-multiply ka ng x raised to 1 plus times x raised to 2. Diba, nag-a-add siya. So, ganun lang yung ginagawa natin dito, kaya lang negative siya. So, di ba pag negative, negative, ganun lang din naman nangyayari. Next. Sa pangatlo na tayong part, iisa-isahin na ulit natin sila. So, 4z negative 2 plus 4z negative 3 plus 4z negative 4 plus 4z raised to negative 5 then plus 4z equals to negative 6. Ngayon, so parang normal na multiplication, so i-add na natin siya. So meron tayo dito, bring down natin 6. Then 6 minus 4 plus 2, z raised to negative 1. Then 6 minus 4 plus 4, meron tayong 6 plus 6, z raised to negative 2. Then 6 minus 4 plus 4 plus 6 ulit, z raised to negative 3. Ganun ulit sa pangatlo, sa pang-apat. 6z raised to negative 4. Then negative 4 plus 4, 0. Plus 0, z raised to negative 5, then plus 4z raised to negative 6. Okay na. Next. So, meron na tayo niyan. Ngayon, paano naman natin maipa-plot yung z na yan? So, meron tayong tinatawag natin na inverse transform, di ba? Inverse transform. So, inverse transform, para ma-eliminate lang natin yung z, tapos maibalik natin siya sa form na time tsaka yung magnitude. So, di ba sinabi naman na natin sa z transform natin kanina na yung x natin yung magnitude, which is sabihin natin yung x natin is kunwari itong 2 na to, then yung time niya is yung naka-raise natin, which is ito. Ngayon, isulat natin siya in form na nakahiwalay natin yung magnitude tsaka yung time. So, sabihin natin, ito yung magnitude, saka ito yung time. So, meron tayong magnitude at time 0 na 6. At time 1, meron tayong 2. At time 2, meron tayong 6. Time 3, 6. Time 4, 6 ulit. Time 5, 0 siya. Then time 6, 4. Ngayon, plot na natin siya. Or gawin na natin yung signal. Sabihin natin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So, at time 0, so magnitude niya is 6. So, dito tayo. Ang liit. Teka na. Ayan, natanggal. Ito na nga lang. Ayan. Hindi nakita. Hindi nakita. Ayan. Ayaw maano. Wala na nga lang. Alam ko pula yun. Ayan. Pagulo ba? Ayan. Ayan. So, at time 0, magnitude niya is 6. Then, at time 1, so 2 yung magnitude natin. So, bababa tayo sa 2. Tayo sa 2. Then, at time 3, at time 2, 6 tayo. So, galing dito, akyat ulit tayo, 6. Basta isipin nyo na lang, pantay yan, tsaka diretso. Then, at time 2, 3, 4, so, nasa 6 lang din siya, so hanggang 4. So, at time 5, babagsak tayo ng, nga, time 5, 0 siya. Wait. Baliktad ba? Ano nga ba? 5. Time 5, babagsak na siya. Then, at time 6, ito siya ng 4. So, ganyan yung magiging construction natin. And, sa example number 2. Okay, next. Yun din yan. So, yun nga, 2, 2, 2. Kasi di ba nga, from 0 to 4, count ka ng from 0 to 4, which is 5 yon. Then, ito yung nakuha natin kanina. Yan, 6, 2, 6. Tapos tatlong 6. May 0 dito. May ano dito, may nawala dito pala. Pero ito yung ano natin, sagot natin. Okay, next. Example number 3. So, ganun lang din siya sa ginawa natin kanina. Pero iklian na lang natin kasi medyo mahaba pala. So, meron tayong 2, 1, 0, tsaka 1. Then, 1, 2, 3, 1. So, gagawin ulit natin yung z-transform natin. So, magiging 2 plus 2z raised to negative 1 plus 2z raised to negative 3. Tapos, yung pangalawa, which is 1 plus 2z raised to negative 1 plus 3z raised to negative 2 plus z raised to negative 3. So, convolute muna ulit natin silang dalawa. So, pag napagsama na natin, ito yung magiging sagot natin, which is 2 plus 5z raised to negative 1 plus 8z raised to negative 2 plus 6z raised to negative 3 plus 3z raised to negative 4 plus 3z raised to negative 5 plus z raised to negative 6. Then, ipa-plot lang ulit natin. So, kung ipa-plot natin siya, ang magiging itsura niya is ganito. Yung itsura niya is at time 0, 2 siya. Tapos at time 1, umakyat siya ng 5. At time 2, umakyat siya ng 8. Then hanggang time 3, bumaba siya ng 6. Then baba ulit siya ng time 4. Sa Then, baba siya ng time 4, diretso na yun. Then, hanggang 1. So, magiging ganyan itsura ng ating signal. So, yun lang. Ay, okay.
So, yung computations niyan, pwede namin isend sa inyo, sisend na lang namin sa group chat.
Or kung medyo malabo nga kasi.
Or kung medyo malabo, basta isisend namin sa inyo.
Sisend na lang namin sa GC. Okay? So, references. And other online references from Canvas. So, okay. Thank you. Any questions? Wala po ba? In case po na wala, may papa-activity po sana kami. Okay, ito po. Paki-picture na lang po. Papa-activity namin siya. Ito yung na-discuss na rin po. Ay, sorry.
Sabi po ni Sir, would you like to do the assignment on the slide as our practice exercise before the next exam?
Okay. Kaya.
Since wala na pong sigurong questions and ina-upload na daw po ni Sir yung aming presentation at yung magiging practice exercise na lang din po natin yun before our next exam. Siguro tapos na po yung aming presentation. Thank you po sa pakikinig.
Okay, thank you, group. Thank you, Module 7 group. Unfortunately, I lost kung ano yung original group nyo. I've committed to the module names. So, apologies kanina for jumping the gun. Yung hindi ko naasahan ended up happening na nagsabay na yung lectures. Now, initially, I kind of wanted to do a bit of post-mortem sa exam nyo. Pero yun nga, my attention's unfortunately divided. Although, you know what? Try ko na lang pilitin kahit sandalian lang. Yung sa signals, yung sa napansin ko, mga ba, meron yung sa isang problem, diba? Isang ramp tapos 4 na step. Natatandaan nyo pa ba yun? I'm also going to take yung percent review i-plot natin. So, hindi ko lang matandaan what the item number was immediately. Pero, what I can at least scribble right now is yung solution niya dapat. So, kung ito yung time axis natin, sabihin natin 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, obviously. And then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Surprisingly, is one of you got really close to it given yung shape. So parang yung unang point niya, 2t yun, di ba? And then nagkaroon ng, kung matandaan ko, it was 4t 4u at t minus 2. So, bale, naka-offset siya ng 2. Now, yung nakita kong common na mistake nyo, flinat nyo siya starting 2. Kung nangyari yun, dapat meron pang isa pang ramp na magbabawas sa kanya. So, that was entirely wrong. Dapat yung nangyari, umakyat ulit siya all the way up to 2. From t equals 2 going to t equals 3. And then, kung matandaan ko, meron pang isa pang unit step function doon. Ganun ulit yung nangyari at t equals 4, then at t equals 5. Parang yung, hindi siya unit step function kasi unit is basically another word for 1. So kapag may coefficient na siya, yung kabuuan, just call it a step function. So apat na steps. Para 2 steps down at t equals 3 and 4. 4 steps down at t equals 2. And then 1 step down at t equals 5. So parang ganyan-ish dapat yung shape ng graph. So one thing for sure, expect na yung ipapa-exam ko ulit, you're going to have to reconstruct the signal based off of yung graph niya. Tapos likely baka magpahabol ako ng convolution niya as part of the problem solving. Another thing to sharply expect, this exam is going to lean more heavily on problem solving rather than conceptual. So, at the very least, yung guaranteed dapat na masama sa cheat sheet niyo for the exam would be the table of Laplace transforms. So, or rather, yung mga pairs ng Laplace transforms natin. So, yung mga current groups na nag-report natin already have a bit of an edge na for the exam kasi they've ended up studying that a lot more. All the other groups, please make good on your reports for the midterms para meron din kayong sariling edge. And galingan nyo din yung report nyo para unified yung edge ng buong class. And I think it's like 3 more pagdating sa finals. So yun. Parang ito lang yung mapapost-mortem ko ng grabe. Kasi all the others, mukhang nakuha nyo naman din kahit papaano eh. Yung isa was like, yung may impulse na kasama ng unit step. So parang kung sino yung gumawa ng ganito sa mga graph nila, they got it correct. Tapos, kung matandaan ko pa yung isa pa, panay impulses lang yun. So, parang giveaway lang yun. But at the same time, that impulse train is sort of like how you end up reproducing some of the signals. Unfortunately, I'll need to figure out how to tie all of that in down the line for our final lab activity. Nabigay ko naman na yung details for your second lab activity. So, pwede na simulan yun para hindi na kayo mag-show up sa face-to-face. At least there meron ka ng output. Pero for those that really would like to help around or get help from their fellow classmates, yun nga. You can, I'm not stopping you from joining face-to-face. If anything, I highly encourage pa rin. Just please wear a mask. I think I got it nung lab session natin. Alright, since I unfortunately still have a lecture, I'm just going to log everyone one last time, then I'll be ending the class. So next week, another group ulit, and then, yeah, next week I'm expecting the next group to report, and sana naman we have enough leeway din before the intended midterms to practice on some of these concepts. I'm just logging, I'm just grabbing a snippet lang of yung nandito pa. So yeah, just like the first group, good job on also presenting our problems. So kahit papaano we were able to do things, what? We were able to see yung process step by step. And one thing's for sure, nahalata ko kung paano yung naging division of labor nyo based off of kung sino nagre-report. So far, okay lang naman din yun, pero yun nga. Just be mindful on the event na paano kung biglaang may hindi maka-attend. It really helps talaga na all members are aware of each other's content para on the event na biglaan may mawala sa inyo, masasalo pa rin ng remaining members. So yeah, good job. I'll be posting yung scores. I'll be posting din yung breakdown ng ratings ko today. But at this point, I really need to dismiss because my attention, unfortunately, is split between watching 2 lectures. So sorry about that. So yeah, see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you po.